Many more successes this 2022.
I'm a party butterfly.
And to a great relationship.
Oh, girl. I'm loved, I love people, I love life. I'm white drama. In fact, I think all the girls have been extra nice to Choma. I don't know why.
If you disrespect me, I'll give it back to you.
Yeah, you are not like that.
How dare you?
You support them or you say something to disrespect me. I don't like it.
When you are wrong, I will tell you are wrong.
And you tell me you're going to slap me again, I will lose it with you.
Sorry, mommy.
The book that you're talking about, how much have you made from the book? What?
Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, we are going to review the trending reality show, The Real Housewife of Lagos. It's part of the Real Housewife franchise. Yes, you know, The Real Housewife of Atlanta, The Real Housewife of Durban, like, yes, it's part of that. And this one is for Nigerian people. And let me tell you, they didn't come to play. Like, there was fashion, there was entertainment, there was food, the culture was there. In fact, what we all want, the drama, it was there. Beginning episode 1, most of the times if you watch this reality show, episode 1 is just to introduce the cast. But with these people, even introduction of the cast and meeting of the girls, there was tension. This shows the remaining episodes, there's going to be drama, and we all love drama. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first person that was introduced was Tanya. Yes, but during the episode she will be referred to as Toyin because she has a daughter called Tanya. So I think it was supposed to avoid the confusion. That is why she was mostly referred to as Toyin. Yeah, from her introduction, she's a mother of 3. She's a business mogul, and she owned a fashion house. This is one thing I like about this series. The Lagos one, because Atlanta, if you've watched it before, most of the ladies weren't really into businesses when they started. It was during the show that most of them started owning businesses. So I like it that this episode is like all the girls are well to do, all the girls are like millionaires, they have something in their hands, they are all working ladies, they are all boss ladies. So that's one thing I like about the series. Yeah, so let's get back to Toyin. She's a fashion icon and she called herself the king of the queens. Yes, that's her nickname. She said something that I really like.
Trying to make me feel bad about my kids, telling me she has kids with 3 different dads. Excuse me, if my husband mess up, I'll still marry another person if I find love, and it will be 4 different dads. If that one fuck up, if I find love again, I'll still marry, it will be 5 different dads. Whose business is it? Is it your womb?
As you heard, she's not going to play. If you joke, she will drop your ass, and not because of you. She's going to say she's not looking for love. She will be still looking for love, and when she find it, she will move on to the next. This is one thing I like about her, and what I observe is like she's very outgoing, she's very friendly, and like likes to get things done. Yeah, she's a boss woman, so I really like her. When I was watching, I realized people had problem with her husband wearing a mask, but I understand maybe he didn't want to feature in the series, or he doesn't want to be seen on social media. It's all fine, because let me tell you, these reality shows, they can get very messy and very petty. Like, you'll be sitting somewhere and you can catch a straight bullet. Also during her introduction, she made mention of launching a product, yes, for her baby. I think it's a clothing line for her baby girl, the new one, Elora. Yes, as Laura would say, hey, Toyin will kill us with baby names. Yes, so she called Iyabo, who is the next person who was introduced. Yes, so I think Toyin is very close with Iyabo. Yes, because she planned the whole launching of her baby's products with Iyabo. And you watch this.
A director, a businesswoman, a brand influencer. I'm an all-rounder.
The first thing I thought about her was, oh, she's a brand junkie. You see, they buy anything that has brands without necessarily whether it fits their fashion or not. But later I realized that she was very cool. Like, her dressing sense was on point, and it wasn't really about brands. The first time I was like, Madam, you're wearing brand from head to toe. It's too much now. She's a mother of two. She got married early, and it was because she got pregnant, so she had to marry the man. And this is one thing I think parents should stop doing. When the mistake happens, I don't think forcing the child into the marriage is what is best, especially from her case. It means she had an admission to go and study law, but because she got pregnant, her parents decided the best option was to get her married. But I feel like it was a punishment or something, and she made fun of it, and I really like that about her, that she doesn't take anything serious. Like, she's serious when she needs to be serious, and she's friendly when she needs to be friendly. And also, from her introduction, you can see that her children mean a lot to her, and she has two biological children and 5 adopted. That's what I got from the introduction. So she has 7 children, and she was very, very friendly and very, very nice. So right now we know of Toyin and Iyabo. So Toyin invited Iyabo out to talk about the launching of Ilore's clothing line, and the restaurants they went belonged to Chioma, who is the next person. And let me tell you, my first impression of Chioma was, oh wow, because like, she's well spoken, I'll give that to her, and she's a lawyer, so it's a thing. The next thing is, she is a businesswoman. As I said, like, all of them, they had something going for them. None of them was like a married woman with their husband's money. They were all like working ladies. They all have businesses, they all have something. So Chioma was the one who owned the restaurants that Toyin and Iyabo went to. And she also owns a wig company, yes. And she's also into makeup. That's good hair, yeah. So they went to her restaurant. But it's like Toyin knows Chioma from IG. They've chatted on Instagram, but they've never met before. So that was the first place they met. And this was why I realized that Toyin is very outgoing, because she made the first approach to Chioma, and she asked Chioma that they would like to use her place. And when good business comes, you make good use of it. So Chioma accepted to take on the offer and set up the place for Ilore's lunch. Discussed about it. They also discussed about the activities like veneers. Me, I don't have money to go and do veneers, so me, that place I won't come and talk about it. So I won't talk about it. Yeah. So after that, then Laura was introduced, and Laura, you can see that she's the crazy one, but she's very family oriented. That's one thing I took out of it. Because that day that she was doing her introduction, she was celebrating 5 years anniversary with her husband. Yeah. And she had her friend who is a chef to come and cook for her and her husband, and they had dinner. But one thing that I realized was she was sad, because it was their 5th year anniversary, and the husband didn't get anything for her. We don't know if like later he got her a gift or not, but that place, she said she was sad that he didn't get her any gift, especially when a delivery lady came and brought her a package, and she thought it was from her husband. She was smiling, but she realized that it was an invitation from Toyin to attend Laura's lunch party. And I think that really broke her, because like, she was sad, but she was still laughing. And you see, you have to keep it classy. After all, the camera is rolling. And from what she said, she was like, her husband was her best friend before they got married. And when he didn't get her again, I understand why she was disappointed. Because come on, 5 years in a marriage, at least you could have gotten, it's not like you don't have money, you have money. At least you could have gotten a nice jewelry, or like, you can really see she likes blazers. And her friend Toyin owned a fashion house, so he could have talked to Toyin and got her a nice blazer. It would have been very nice and very caring, but he didn't get anything. So let's use this place to talk about guys. Like, there are certain milestones you have to celebrate. Like 1st year anniversary, you get something small. Like by 5 year anniversary, you like, if you've not married her by 5 years, then at least that time take it to marry her. But in the married people case, at least get her something that she likes. Like, you see, surprise her. Like, if it's a trip, go on a trip, go and like second honeymoon, like revive it. You understand? Revive the relationship. So that's one thing I took from him. Then the last person to be introduced was Caroline. And let me tell you, when I first have the first thing she said in the introduction was this.
I'm controversial because I got married to a billionaire. I think some poor people can stand there, unfortunately.
And I was like, oh, she has no personality. But I realized that she has personality. But what she does is she puts up a front. Yes. Because she made the comments that you can call her, she's a gold digger. And she was laughing. And I think the producer said, you are not a gold digger. She was like, who has collected my gold digging crown? I think it was very funny. Because she married a millionaire, I think she wants to upgrade. Yes, she doesn't want to go for someone less. And she herself said she loves luxury. So she needs somebody who can cater for her, even though she's into construction and oil and gas. Yeah. But I think that she wants somebody who would take care of her and make her a baby girl. She has a daughter, and I like the relationship between her and her daughter, because during her introduction, when she said she had a man in her life, her daughter was like, like, you can see that they are friends. Like, that's how they work together, and it's very, very nice. I like it when parents get closer or are closer to their children. So Toyin sent invitation to all the ladies. But before the program started, Chioma called Toyin to tell her that the place is set and ready for Ilore's lunch. And this made me realize that Chioma is really good when it comes to business. She likes to deal with her clients herself, and she really loves the business that she's doing. So the D-Day came and the place was set up and everything was neat and nice. The first person to arrive was the host or the celebrant. That is Toyin with her baby girl and her baby boy also. I said she had 3 children, yes, but one of her children, the one named after her, Tanya, is in London, yes. So the remaining 2 with her were the ones who came with her to the lunch. Then she came, she went through the place and she was happy with this. Me myself, I was happy with this because the place is very cozy. But Chioma's team made it look very, very opened, and the pink and the white with baby Laura's picture all over. It was cute. It was really, really cute, and I'll give it to Chioma. She did really, really, really well. So the next person to arrive was Iyabo, and I think it was right because she planned it with Toyin, so she's partly a host. So there was a need for her to come early. So she and Toyin went over the things, the decorations, to see if everything was okay, the products, the clothing line, everything was set. Then Chioma arrived. She came, she greeted both of them. Then she went to talk to her team, saw if all the food and everything were ready. After all, she's a businesswoman now. That's one thing I like about Chioma. When it comes to business, she's back. Then Auntie Carol, I don't even know why I'm calling her aunt, but Caroline arrived. When I saw her dress before she left, I was like, Kilo de. Why? What is happening? Madam, relax. Hey, a child clothing line launch. This lady came with a lemon green or neon green type of dinnerwear. Yes, let me put it like that. With her high slits. You see, she's endowed in front. Boobs. Why am I talking plenty? You yourself see. A baby lunch in the afternoon. It wasn't happening in the night. It wasn't a dinner. But she said it herself in her monologue that she always wants to feel, wherever she's going, any event, she wants to feel like a Victoria's Secret model. So I understand why she came shapey, to come and shape everybody. So he herself was like,
He was just saying, suck me, suck me, suck me, suck me, suck me. It's a baby's lunch. The babies can end up sucking her breast.
I agree with it. It was very funny, but it was very funny, and I think Caroline just wanted the attention, because you can see that she likes attention. She really, really likes attention. But you know what happened? When Caroline got there, Toyin was talking to other guests, so she wasn't at her table. So Caroline got to the table. It was only Chioma and Iyabo that were there. And Caroline greeted, hello. And they all responded, hello. And you know, ladies, when we meet and we don't know ourselves, you know what happens? Everybody was like, relax. Like, it was like there was tension or it was awkwardness. I don't know how to put it. Yeah. So Toyin comes in and saved the day. After all, she's the one who is friends with all of them. So she came and introduced Caroline to Chioma and Iyabo. Iyabo had heard, from what I could see, it means Iyabo has heard a lot about Caroline, because she was like, oh, she's very beautiful in person, meaning something has been told to her, and she's like, the picture she painted of her wasn't like the picture she saw. So I like how like she was opened. I like how Iyabo was opened enough to compliment her, and that is very, very nice. The last person to arrive was Laura. Personally, I thought she wouldn't honor the invitation because of what's happening in her introduction, what I spoke about, like she and her husband. Yeah, so I thought like she would be a little bit under the weather, so she would honor the invitation. But she decided to come, and she came very, very late. Like, Caroline came fashionably late, but Laura, she came very, very late. Even though I kind of like her because she's open and plain, but like she came very, very late. And you could see that Toyin was angry, but she couldn't speak up. The other girls too were angry, but they couldn't speak up. But from the way Caroline greeted everybody, it means she knows all of them already. That is how I feel, because she greeted Caroline fine, Chioma fine, Iyabo fine. So I think she knows all of them already. And they sat down, they started talking. Like, Caroline was inclusive in the beginning, like they were vibing, they were talking. And Toyin made a suggestion that Chioma and Laura could be friends. And Laura was like, oh no, she shouldn't be, they don't need to be introduced, they are already friends.
Chioma should be friends.
No, Chioma and I are friends. Chioma,
Yeah,
I've known Chioma for years.
Yeah, Laura's been a good hair client for like 6-7 years.
Yeah, like it was unnecessary because you were in the midst of people. I thought that was embarrassing. Like, she didn't need to say that. Sometimes your action has to speak louder than words, because right now you were in a group. Later, when people realize, say, you are not vibing with her, they will understand that you were just acquaintance. There was no need for her to go in and say Laura was just a client of good hair. It was unnecessary and it was immature. That's how I feel about it. And that was when, if you really watch it well, that was when Laura started like withdrawing herself. I feel like she was kind of embarrassed, so she pulled herself away. Also, didn't want to mingle with Caroline because she may have heard certain things about Caroline. Because during her monologue, she was like, she didn't understand why Toyin was being close to Caroline after all that Caroline has done to her. So it means Toyin has complained about Caroline to Laura. And I think Laura is a kind of friend that if somebody does something to you, we are all fighting that person. That person is, all of us are enemies. So I think she didn't understand why Toyin was all of a sudden in space with Caroline, chatting as if they are long lost friends and all those things. Because Iyabo also made that statement. And one thing I think put Laura off was when Toyin kept on calling Iyabo Auntie Iyabo, Auntie Iyabo, Auntie Iyabo. Even I myself, I found it disrespecting. Like, it was not necessary for her to keep on calling her Auntie Iyabo. I think she was trying to put Iyabo down, maybe like unconsciously, yes. And I think that was what made Laura more angry, because right now she feels like your friend is Iyabo, so why is it that you are being busy talking to Caroline, who like you've told things about her to her, and you are ignoring Iyabo or disrespecting Iyabo before them? So I think that was another reason why Laura like went back in her shell. But Toyin answered that in her monologue. She was like, she's a social butterfly. She inclined to whoever she wants to incline to. Like, so she's those type of friends that if I tell you something, also you also think on your own how you are going to relate with it. So, because she didn't ask Laura to not talk to Caroline or to give Caroline attitude. No, so I think that part there, she was right. Then Chioma called some of the servants to bring in tequila shots for them to continue the celebration after the luncheon has been done. And Laura doesn't drink or smoke, so she just took the tumbler and they cheers and she placed it down. So Iyabo did a nice thing of what, trying to make the girls get more acquainted to themselves, get to know themselves. So she planned a getaway to her beach house. And Laura said she couldn't come. Immediately she was like she couldn't come. I think everybody was like, why? You've come to sit here, you've pressed your phone, you were just all over your straw, sipping your juice, acting all reserved, and right now we are planning something and you don't want to come. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because like that was what all of them they were saying in their mind, and most of them said it out in their monologue. Yes, so you can understand that everybody was kind of getting bored with Laura. But Laura later explained that she has aquaphobia. She doesn't like water, and to get to the beach house, I think they had to ride a boat to the beach house. But Toyin was trying to like convince Laura to come. I felt the best person who could have convinced Laura to come would have been Iyabo, because Toyin made a comment that she doesn't really know Iyabo to risk her life and her phobia for her. So I think that if Iyabo had come front and spoken to Toyin and spoken to Laura, I think things would have been ironed and Laura may have gone. But Laura, you could see she had made up her mind that she wasn't going anywhere already. I think the disrespect from Chioma and how Toyin was behaving to Laura, and later also she made mention of how everybody was sucking up to Chioma, and I realized that by felt they were doing that because they were using her place, even though they were paying. But I think they were doing that unconsciously. Yeah. So after that, Laura didn't wait, she left, so she was the first person to leave. And I think that didn't sit well with them. Even though it's just introduction of the cast, you can see the pettiness and the tension that is arising from this. I'm the one telling you, in episode 3, it will be full of buzzwords, and I'm promising to upload it by Wednesday. Let's pray to God. So this was like what really happened. And for the lessons I've learned is that as a lady, first you should get something going for you. Like, all of these ladies like have businesses, have like something they are doing to fetch money, like they are well to do, and that is one thing I like about them. Also, Iyabo during her introduction said she was molested as a child, and I think this thing is something that like I've gotten to know some girls have experienced. Yes, they've told me about their experience, and I think parents should like not be too strict with their children, especially mothers to their daughters, so that like the daughter will like be bold enough to talk about it when it happens, so that like this molestation thing can calm down. Because it's like right now people are bold enough to talk about it, but I wish they would have been bold to talk about it when they were children, so that all these things will stop. So I think it's advisable for parents to be open to their children, so that when these molestations happens, the children will be able to like. So I almost forgot. Chioma made a comment that she doesn't like to gossip, but the buzzwords that will happen in episode 2 and 3. It was because she was the first person to ask someone about someone. And what is that? Is that not gossiping? Share one lesson I've learned from those that when you meet them, they're like, oh, me, I don't like people who are like this, people are like that, people are like this. Start suspecting them. They are the ones who are like that. Because nobody asked you anything. No. She was like, me, I don't like people who gossip and people are jealous of others. Sister, my friend, sit down. Go and sit down. That will be all for today. Adios.